ice and fire tonight.
What's going on, bros? Getting ready to go to the gym. It is Saturday, October 18th. Just getting a little bit of food in before I go to the gym. I know I haven't been really vlogging lately, but trying to get my game back up, step my game up a little bit. Just had some chicken and sweet potato, and then I'm going to finish it off with one of these Metrics Big 100 brownies. Dude, it's so good. So that's kind of what I'm eating before I go to the gym. It is it's 11 o'clock Eastern time, and I've already had 1,000 calories, man. I'm kind of like, I give myself this rule that I want to eat 1,000 calories before I go to the gym and work out. I don't know why. That's just like a mental rule that I always kind of abide by. That's why I don't work out real early, because I can't get my 1,000 calories in. But yeah, man, life's good. I'm going to Houston next week, which is really exciting for work. But I'm going to try to go to CG Fitness, see Mr. Guzman and Miss Blackheader, but we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated. For now, what's going on, people of the interweb? Checking in. Dude, it's been a while since I've done a narration, at least a month maybe. Not much has really changed as far as training styles go. I have switched gyms. On the weekends, I've been going to Marietta Barbell, which is a predominantly powerlifting gym in Marietta, Georgia. And then on the weekdays, I'm still going to a workout anytime, which unfortunately is very similar to like a Planet Fitness. They do not have a squat rack, which is kind of bums me out. But sometimes when it's late, I don't really have the time to drive 25 minutes or whatever to a larger gym. So I've just been going to Marietta Barbell on the weekends, which is where this footage was taking place from. This day I did back and shoulders. Like I said, not much change in my training split. Still doing chest and arms, back and shoulders, and then legs. I have kind of split up my legs a little bit differently. Excuse me, sorry, got a little burp in there. But leg day is usually one day out of the week is predominantly hamstrings and calves. The other day is predominantly quads. So I have kind of switched that up a little bit, but for the most part, my exercises are staying the same when it comes to my back and shoulders. I did do some rows this day, some dumbbell rows. Really like the dumbbell rows. One thing I would say is to really focus on the form with these. I see a lot of people just jerking straight up, and to be honest with you, I don't really think that connects with the muscle and really is going to help for growth. You'll see in this footage that I bring it actually back to my hip, the dumbbell kind of back to my hip, and really try to squeeze my lats and squeeze my shoulder blades. I also did this, I don't know what I would call this. I guess it's a row free weight machine to kind of become really strict. I've seen this, it's like a T-bar row. I've seen this many places, but obviously Marietta Barbell had it, so I was doing some rows with these. Kind of like everything else, you just really want to squeeze. I mean, a lot of people want to blame not growing. You know, they're like, oh, my body just can't grow because of X, Y, and Z. But really, in all actuality, I think it's a lot of the time just my muscle connection and really thinking about what you are trying to work on, you know. And usually with the T-bar row, I'm kind of focusing on kind of my mid to top back. I don't know, is that the right terminology to use, but we'll just say mid back. And I just squeeze my shoulder blades together as hard as I can to really try to work the middle back, because from what I've seen and in the comments I've kind of heard from some of my friends is that's an area that I can definitely work on. I mean, my back is kind of a work in progress. I think the width is getting pretty good with width to waist ratio, but definitely thickness in my back is something I'm working on. So did some of those, and then I did some dumbbell pullovers, which it's been a while since I've done these two. I think the serratus muscles, which are kind of like right around your rib cage, are really important to kind of just an overall little fine detail. And I also think that this exercise helps out with the upper chest, as long as you bring the dumbbell over your chest and really try to squeeze and think about what you're working. But did a few sets of those too. So the exercises have changed a little bit for my back, not too much. Still really just working on thickness. Do usually get a deadlift day in there once a week. I've kind of chilled out on the deadlift for a few weeks now, just because my back just takes a toll. You know, I think it's you know, we've had many conversations about mobility and kind of my structural building my structural integrity. So kind of chilled out on the deadlift, but I'm getting back into it probably because this gym is mostly a powerlifting gym, and it's got great equipment to get some deadlifts in. And then moved on to shoulders. Shoulders, no real mysteries here. No real secret exercises. Shoulder dumbbell press. I was working up to the 75s. I think I did the 70s for one set of 10 or 12, which is pretty good for me. I mean, I'm still hanging around body weight of 150 pounds. Shoulder press has always been pretty good exercise for me as far as strength goes, but I definitely think that there's no better way to make your waist look smaller than to build your shoulders. So still putting some work into those. And then I actually did some upright rows, which you'll notice in these two. One main weak point, which I've discussed also in previous videos, is definitely my rear delt. So with the upright rows, I try to row it up and then kind of bring it back to get that rear delt, but to also get the intermedial delt too, which like I mentioned, will help make me look a little wider and make my waist look a little smaller. Then I went on to do some cable side laterals. I really like these. You'll notice that my arm is actually behind my back. For me, at least, it makes me feel like I am able to keep a stricter form when I keep my arm behind my back and do the side laterals. You do not have to go very heavy on these at all to really feel it. I mean, I think that I don't like to admit to this, but I use barely any weight, like maybe 10, 20 pounds. Couple plates on the cable machines, and that's about it. And I just really want to squeeze and make sure my form's good, keep my elbows as high as possible, and really just work that intermediate delt. And then I ended up with some pull-ups, which is not very conventional for me to do pull-ups at the end of my workout. Usually it's in the beginning of the back workout, but I did do pull-ups this day, and I did 3 different kind of, I guess you'd say, positioning. As you can kind of see from this video, there's multiple handles, so I was able to do that. But really, with the pull-ups, a lot of people just try to yank up as hard as possible. This goes kind of back to keeping your form really strict, and I actually I try to bring my chest to the bar. That's kind of my goal, is to bring my chest to the bar, not necessarily get my chin over the bar. So try it out. It makes pull-ups a lot harder when you do it this way, but I think it's really effective. Going forward, I was in Houston last week, so I wasn't able to hit the gym very much, which kind of bummed me out. But going forward, I definitely want to work on more of my power lifts. I think 1,000-pound total is one of my goals. And right now I'm pretty close. My bench is about 250. My squat for 1 rep, maybe 3 plates. Dude, my squat sucks. And then my deadlift, I know I've maxed out at 450. So I'm pretty close, but I think it's all about putting it together, trying to put on mass, trying to get to 165 pounds and be the heaviest I've ever been. So those are kind of my goals going forward. I appreciate you guys watching it. As always, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and appreciate your support. Keep slaying.